Hey friends, I'm Andy. How you doing? Good to see you. Over the last few years, we've seen a lot of online banks pop up, each one hoping to catch a slice of that lucrative millennial demographic. Varo Bank is one of the most well-known online-only banks out there, but with all this new competition, is it still one of the best? Well, that's exactly what we're going to cover today. But first, let's go ahead and skip to the conclusion of this video with a spoiler alert. Varo is a great banking option with one major feature that helps it stand out from all other online banks, and that is a savings account with a phenomenal interest rate. Though there are a couple of hoops you have to jump through to get it. If you want more detail than that, then stick around for the rest of the video because I'll dive into what makes Varo unique, what the pros and cons are, and whether you should consider banking with them or not. Before we jump into it, please click that like button. Hit that thumbs up, it helps out the channel a ton, it costs nothing and makes a huge difference. Thank you. Okay, on to the review. Varo was founded in 2015 by two people who thought that traditional banking was too expensive, too stuffy, and frankly, just plain boring.
Stuffy and boring and desperately dull.
It started out like many other online-only banks. They only provided the software experience while partnering with an actual bank for the banking part. But as of last year, Varo has officially become a full-fledged bank and it runs all its own operations. Interestingly, one of Varo's original investors is U2 frontman Bono. I guess that when it comes to a great investment opportunity, Bono finally found what he was looking for.
Hello.
Why is he pacing so much? As a neobank, Varo shares a lot in common with its competition. For example, you won't find any overdraft, minimum balance, maintenance, transfers, or withdrawal fees at all. There are also no ATM fees provided you use one of their 55,000 in-network ATMs. If you use one that's not in-network, Varo will charge you $2.50 on top of what the ATM charges you. Fortunately, finding an in-network ATM is very easy and can be done right from the app on your phone. And with that many throughout the US, you're likely to be very close to one at any given time. Speaking of your phone, that is actually the only way to access your Varo account. There is no desktop site at all, just a smartphone app. Another feature common to online-only banks is the ability to instantly send cash to other Varo users with no fee. This can be nice if any of your friends also use Varo, but if not, it might not end up being that useful. Now, one of the things that sets Varo apart from many other online banks is the ability to deposit cash. They've partnered with Green Dot, which is a service that allows you to add cash when you're checking out at certain retailers. This can be extremely convenient, but unfortunately, these retailers do charge a fee for the service and there are limits to how much you can deposit at one time. Still, if you're in a pinch and need to deposit cash, it's nice to have the option. Finally, like most good banks, all the funds in your checking and savings account are FDIC insured up to a combined $250,000. All right, now that we've covered some of the basics of what Varo offers, let's take a look at some of the more specific things that set it apart. First, I should mention that like traditional banks, Varo has both a checking and savings account, and by signing up with Varo, you get access to both. The checking account is pretty straightforward, though there are a few nice perks that come with it. First, anytime you make a purchase with your debit card, you have the option to let Varo round that purchase up to the next dollar and set aside the difference in your savings account. For example, if you spend $22.65 on a used copy of GoldenEye for Nintendo 64, Varo will automatically move 35 cents into your savings account. Of course, this feature is entirely optional, but I'm always a fan of making saving easy. On that same track, Varo has a feature called Save Your Pay, which allows you to specify a certain percentage of your paycheck to automatically move into your savings. Again, this is just a little extra thing that can make a big difference for those who sometimes struggle to save. Varo also offers what they call Varo Advance, which is kind of like an interest-free cash advance. Let's say that you just need to cover a few groceries until your next paycheck. Right from the app, you can get an advance of up to $100, but there is a one-time fee of up to $5. You then have 30 days to pay back your advance with no interest. The only catch is that in order to qualify for Varo Advance, your account must be more than 30 days old. You have to have had at least $1,000 in direct deposits within the last 31 days, and you can't get more than one cash advance at a time. But hey, if you're ever in a bind, this is a great feature to have. Lastly, like several other banks out there, Varo allows you to get paid up to 2 days early. If you normally get paid on Friday, odds are that those funds are actually sent on Wednesday, it's just that the bank can't release them until they clear. Varo, on the other hand, will release the funds immediately, meaning that you get paid up to 2 days earlier than your coworkers. A lot of people probably won't get a huge benefit from this feature, but getting your money sooner certainly doesn't hurt. All right, so that covers the checking account side. Now let's take a look at what is arguably Varo's best feature, the savings account. Here's the deal. Varo Savings has one of the best interest rates in the entire market, but there are some monthly requirements you'll need to hit in order to get it. Bear with me because we're going to cover all of them. Also, keep in mind that their interest rates change relatively often, so be sure to check the site for the most up-to-date information. As of right now, Varo's savings account offers a base interest rate of 0.4%. That's not terrible by any means, and it's quite a bit higher than the current national average of 0.05%. But if you meet certain requirements, you get a whopping 2.8% APY. For a balance of $5,000, you'll get $140 a year absolutely free. But what exactly are those requirements? Well, just call me Jacques Cousteau, because we're about to dive in. First, in order to qualify for the 2.8% interest rate, you have to make at least 5 purchases with your debit card within the month. This can be any regular purchase, a candy bar, some M&Ms, a bag of chips, a burrito. Man, I think I'm hungry. Second, you need to have direct deposit set up in your account, and the total of those deposits must total at least $1,000 by the end of the month. Third, you have to make sure that on any given day, your savings balance does not exceed $10,000. If your balance ever goes to $10,001, for example, your API will drop back down to the standard 0.4% for the entire balance. Fortunately though, if you lower that balance back to $10,000, the higher interest rate will resume the next day. So while Varo offers a phenomenal interest rate, there are a few hoops you have to jump through. However, if you're using Varo as your primary bank, hitting those requirements is so easy that you won't usually have to think about it. The only real downside is that if you do want that higher interest rate, your savings are essentially capped at $10,000. The last major feature of Varo comes in the form of its partner offers. Basically, this is a section in the app where you can get special discounted rates on car insurance, credit services, and you can even find job opportunities there. If you're in the market for one of these, partner offers can be a great resource. If not, well, they're there anyway. For all the cool stuff Varo does, there are some drawbacks. For one, Varo does not offer joint accounts. According to their site, they are actively working to implement this feature, but they currently don't have a timeline. Varo doesn't offer any paper checks as many other banks do. To get around this, Varo can send a check on your behalf, which you can initiate right from the app. This works for the occasional need, but if you write checks frequently, you're out of luck. You're out of luck. Interestingly, while Varo does allow most users to deposit checks right from the app, it's not a feature available for everyone. Some users just won't see the check deposit section of their app, and according to their FAQ, the only solution is to contact support. Finally, since it's an online-only bank, there are no physical locations or people to visit in person. But that's kind of the point, so I don't really consider that a problem with Varo. Still, it's worth keeping in mind. All right, let's wrap it up. So far, Varo's given us some pretty cool features and some potential drawbacks. A lot of what Varo offers can be found with other online-only banks, except for one thing, and that's the fantastic interest rate on its savings account. 2.8% is nothing to sneeze at, even if it's capped at $10,000. Overall, if you're looking for a reliable, fee-free checking experience that makes it easy to save and a savings account with a great rate, provided you meet its criteria, then like Bono himself, Varo may be just what you're looking for. And if you found this review and info helpful, please like the video and subscribe for more money-related content on my channel. Also, follow me on Twitter. I post on there almost every single day, and you'll probably enjoy my account if you like my channel here. And if you've ever used Varo for yourself, leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear about your experience. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.